Welcome back, listeners, to Shallow Thoughts and Deep Shit. This is episode number 62. My name is Jefferson Lambert, or Jeff, but never Jeffrey. Please don't call me Jeffrey. Today is Wednesday, January 29th, 2025. This is the fifth episode since coming back after a much too long hiatus to finish school. I'm now a maestro. I've been a little busy these past 7 months, but I'm back again with more idiotic stupidity, and I'm busy here getting all these shallow thoughts penned and recorded so that I can wrap up this podcast in the next couple of months and begin working on my next podcast project that's planned with my co-host whenever she decides to join me. I'm waiting with bated breath. I have a limited number of episodes left that I wanted to churn out and get off my chest before moving on to these other ventures. But until then, there is more stupidity to be told. So just bear with me as I lower your IQ and bring your expectations down even lower. Thank you very much to all who have tuned in and listened to this podcast over the last 14 months. Half the states in the U.S. have listened to at least one episode, and I'm being streamed in 40 countries with some sort of cult following going on in the UK for some reason. Thank you guys from across the ocean. I appreciate your loyalty. As always, this podcast is available worldwide on all platforms and is absolutely 100% free of charge. The only cost is your time and a few brain cells that might rot along the way. Episode 62 is here. Let's roll tape. Quiet in the studio. Atomic batteries to power. Turbines to speed. Cue the intro. 3, 2, 1. Hello again and welcome back to another episode of Shallow Thoughts and Deep Shit. I'm Jefferson Lambert, and I'll be your host for this atrocity as I journey through the mind of a serial misanthrope. If you want, you could rate the show, subscribe, and follow. And you could also follow me on X, YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook, and check out the website at www.shallowthoughtsanddeepshit.com. Thank you for tuning in. Let's get started, shall we? My idiotic, senseless stupefaction followed me throughout most of my adolescent life. This is a tale of utter stupidity. Snorting Fire. When I was in my teens, my friends and I would pull over at random places to drink beer in the car and smoke weed and do other recreational things that we did to pass the time. One night, I was driving around with my best friends, Joe and Carl, and I was in the back seat in Joe's Caprice with Carl riding shotgun. We drove up Eck Road in Wappingers and parked at the top of the road, which had a pretty nice view of the Hudson Valley. Joe prepped the glass graphics bong with fresh water, while Carl meticulously cleaned some honorable weed on a Frisbee. Just another day in the life. I was in the back seat, and I was restless and playing with my Bic lighter. In those days, the Bic lighters used to have a dial so you could adjust the flame up or down before that too became too dangerous for the general public. I turned the dial all the way up, and I flicked the lighter as a big 4-inch glowing flame filled the darkness of the car. I sat there and was staring, mesmerized at the flame, and Joe and Carl turned around to see what the fuck I was doing. I was waving the lighter back and forth, making the flame dance around, and Joe, being the instigator that he was, says, "Snort it, snort it, snort it!" I gave this idea a couple seconds to sink in, and then me, being the dumbass that I was, put the lighter up to my face, paused for a second, and I did just that. I inhaled the butane flame as my friends watched in horror as the giant flame went right up my nose and disappeared somewhere inside my nasal cavity, and I immediately had instant regret. In my defense, it was Joe's idea. I could feel the hot flame burning things that I had no idea existed. My brain and the inside of my face and throat were all immediately scorched and blistered. And yes, I know what you're thinking, and you'd be correct. That was a really, really bad idea. It hurt so fucking bad, and I dropped the lighter and grabbed my nose and cried out in pain as the car filled up with smoke from my burning nostril hair. I burned the inside of my nose, my nasal cavity, my throat, and God only knows what else. I tasted nothing but lighter fluid for the next couple of days. Joe and Carl were in hysterics in the front seat, not believing the stunt that they just witnessed as the car permeated with burnt hair, cooked boogers, and seared uvula. What a fucking moron. I will never do that again. This episode is dedicated to one of my dearest and best friends, Joe Beneri. I could do 1,000 episodes of memories with Joe. I am very grateful to have known him, and I couldn't imagine my life without him in it. We have been on many great adventures, and I will always cherish all of the things that we did together. He was one of a kind. He was an awesome friend, a loving family man, and an incredibly talented and hard worker who taught me the value of work ethics because he gave 100% of the time. His impact on me will last a lifetime. Joe was a remarkable human being, and he is sorely missed by everyone who knew him. Rest in peace, Joseph. I will see you on the other side, my friend. Ride strong. Ride free.